Hello there, this is Red Joy, and we are back with our final video for my favorite spells, my favorite arcane spells for Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. Now, I should also remind you for the last time that you should definitely check out the spell guides done by both Devaorn and by West J. They're in the description below. And also keep in mind that I will be doing a series on divine spells. And likewise, they've put together a whole divine spell guide there as well. I'm going to be doing the divine spells in the similar format to the way I did this arcane spell series. So let's talk about level 9 spells as well as our favorite HLA spells. The first spell that I'm going to talk about is Spell Trap. Now, I'm not going to cast it in this situation, but I do want to kind of describe why I like taking it and why I like it as a fantastic defensive ability. So it gives the caster the chance to suck levels back up for everything that's cast at us. And it's really kind of neat. So it can be punched through by Ruby Ray Reversal or by Pierce Shield, but if you have this up, then you're going to get spell levels back if you get something cast directly at you. The spell gives an example of if you get cast a flame arrow cast at you, you'll get 1 spell back. That's 3rd level, and it provides 10 levels of protection. So it's a pretty good spell if you want to have a defensive buff up against spellcasters as well as other spells up. I would probably put up something like Spell Shield on top of this to make sure that you are protected from spellcasters casting things that'll try to take away your buffs, your defensive buffs. But really, this is a great spell to have as a defensive spell if you're facing against very powerful, very quick casting spellcasters that usually show up later in the game. The next spell that I like to cast when I'm a level 9 caster is Chain Contingency. Chain Contingency allows for the caster to pick up to level 8 spells and to set the condition of the trigger that they're going to cast. It's the final version of that trigger family of spells. So when we cast it, we'll be able to not only set what spells we're going to get, but we can also determine how we're going to what specific conditions we need to meet in order to have these spells cast. So if we want to, let's say you're a cleric and you want to set basically that if your hit points get to 25%, you immediately cast heal on yourself as well as a couple of buffs, right? If you want to do it so if you get hit, you'll cast some sort of spell to get you out of a situation. That's also a good way that you can use contingency. I will go ahead and use this for See Enemy. I'm going to go at the nearest enemy, and the nice thing about this is that it does have a couple of seconds delay if I'm moving around, but it will also trigger right away if I am holding still. I used to look down on the contingencies because it took away my sense of control. But if you know that you're about to go into a fight and you know that you need to have a bunch of very powerful spells launched right at an enemy, then Chain Contingency is a really fantastic spell to have. We put two Horde Wiltings and a Greater Malice. And so let's go ahead and see how this works. Took them all out. Pretty impressive. So yes, that is Chain Contingency. A great spell. Now before I talk about the final kind of obvious spell for level 9 proper, I do want to talk about the honorable mentions. First off, both Imprisonment and Freedom are both really great. Freedom is kind of one of those essential spells you should always keep in your spell book and be ready to cast for emergency situations in case your party members get imprisoned. It's just a good spell to have in emergency situations. And then Imprisonment is a good spell if you know that there's an enemy that has so much magic resistance and just not many items that you really need, and you need to just lock them away and you want to get tons of experience points from it. Just go ahead and use Imprisonment and don't worry about them, just let them be. Now, the other honorable mention I want to talk about is Wish. Wish is, I would say, probably arguably the best spell in the game. It allows you to manipulate reality as you see fit. I think Wish is a really powerful spell. However, I only put it as an honorable mention here because you have to have the right conditions in order to cast it. Otherwise, it will be a disaster. You have to have a wisdom of at least 18. In this case, with my character here, I wouldn't cast it on her because she only has a wisdom of 14, and it wouldn't be worth it. Now, you can get potions that will raise your wisdom up to 18 and then cast the spell, and you'll be in great position. But I think that you have to set that up perfectly, and you have to roll a character that's perfectly created to have to be able to cast Wish regularly. Again, arguably the most powerful spell in the game, but I would just be careful about casting it because you don't want to cast it on a mage that has a wisdom of 14 or lower, or anything other than 18, pretty much. So again, third time I'm saying it, pick Wish up if you have the right conditions for it. Use it regularly. It is a broken spell. It will do amazing things for you. But if you want more details on it, please check out the spell guides I put in the description. They'll explain it way better than me. The final obvious spell that is at level 9 is Time Stop. Time Stop stops time. For all of the comparative superpowers and superheroes in all of comic books, I will hold that the most powerful, or one of the most powerful superheroes, is the Flash, because he pretty much can do this. The Flash is one of the most powerful characters in comic books because he can stop time, he can move time, the Speed Force is just so incredibly powerful. Well, guess what? You can do it too. You just need to pick up Time Stop. There are so many great options for any type of caster or mage to wreck their opponents when they use Time Stop. It is the ultimate ability. The first time we all saw it was when we saw John Irenicus or some other powerful wizard whip this out and be like, I'm going to stop time and I'm going to just cast a ton of powerful spells on you, make you look like a complete moron, and get yourself killed. Get your opponents killed. Truly, truly phenomenal spell. I strongly urge you to use Time Stop anytime you can get. There's only two characters I think that are immune to Time Stop, and that's Amelisant, the final boss of the game, and the final boss of Watcher's Keep, the Demogorgon. Those two enemies are the only ones in the game that would be immune to Time Stop, so please don't sleep on this spell. We're going to go ahead and just play with it right now, right as soon as I can escape these goons, because it does have a long cast time. So, let's go ahead and, first off, further protection against my opponents. And then we'll go ahead and run over here real quick, and then we'll use it. There we go. There we go. We move out of the way. And we can, of course, cast very, very, very powerful spells. Rapid fire. They're probably looking at this and saying, now Redjoy, you're casting these one at a time. Wouldn't you want to cast these even faster than how you're casting them now? And the answer is, yeah, probably. Which there's an answer for that. And that gets to our first high level ability. The first high level ability that I will take, although it's not the first one I will literally take, but the one that is one of the most powerful is Improved Alacrity. It erases the pause between casting of spells. So, let's get ourselves into a similar situation of how we got ourselves just now. Well, let's go cast Time Stop. Time Stop. Now, let's do Improved Alacrity. There we go. Now let's go ahead and cast some spells. Now we already have Greater Malice up for these goons. You see how fast we're casting? Cast right away. There we go. You see that we can cast these spells rapid fire very, very, very quickly. Improved alacrity isn't, I wouldn't say it's necessarily the kind of spell that is going to last a long time, but it is essential. Especially essential if you are going back to Wish, if you're going to use Wish rapid fire over and over and over and over again, you might cast 3 Wishes rapid fire. Improved alacrity will let you do that, because Wish also has a long cast time. So, improved alacrity is great. But as I mentioned, it's not the first spell that I usually pick up. The first one that I usually pick up is Planetar. I'll either pick up Planetar or Dark Planetar. Both of them are the same thing. Both of them will treat you exactly the same way. It's just one is red and one is blue. That's it. Planetar I would say this is the best summon in the game. It's better than Deva. Devas are the cleric version of the Planetar Deva combination. They combine a ton of offensive abilities with their very, very powerful spells, and they get a potential auto kill attack. Right? They have a silver sword that can decapitate an opponent. Very good stuff. They can heal. They can protect the caster. They have a great amount of speed that they can use. I will cast these in front of a really, really difficult fight, or a fight that I just want to get through really quickly, right? If I'm over leveled and I know that, okay, hey, a Planetar, I'll just summon one of these in, they'll clean up everything, nobody can really hurt them, they'll hurt everybody, they're really good. I think Planetars are, and you'll see, I'm going to summon one now, and you'll see what kind of abilities that they have. So, like, look at this. This is a full range of casting abilities. Everything from Chaos to a Holy Word to basic magic missile, dispel magic, all sorts of healing stuff. They can raise dead. That's phenomenal. Like, if you have an opponent who dies, they can be resurrected. As I mentioned, Silver Sword will have I believe it's a 10 or 20% chance to automatically kill opponents. Really great. You toss one of these into a fight, they will do what needs to get done. So it's really good stuff. Planetars are great companions to toss in for a temporary battle that you know that you're going to have a tough fight against. All right, now my third, and I would put this up third for the HLA abilities, is Energy Blades. Now, hear me out. I know that lots of people aren't big fans of Energy Blades. But here's the thing. I really like this spell. It's not a spell that I would cast right away. It's not as amazing as an ultimate level spell, but you are creating one energy blade per level of the caster. You immediately get a haste effect. You're firing 10 shots around, and you are doing a kind of damage that is not easily resisted. You're doing electrical damage, and you're just firing these off so quickly that Bobos don't have time to react. You'll basically stun lock or hit lock an opponent that's coming at you. I've seen these things. One caster who casts Energy Blades take out a Fire Giant, right? Obviously, they're not going to take it out in one hit, but pop, 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 and the energy blades will take out a Fire Giant. Really, really good stuff. I know that a lot of people look down on this spell, and I will also have the caveat, and I believe I've made a comment already on the video, that the way I have my mods is I set up my HLAs as kind of one unique castings that are outside of the level 9 spells. You saw on here, by the way, that I had I had Energy Blades, I had Improved Alacrity, and I had Summon Planetar separate at the end, but they are not in my spellbook. They're not in my level 9 spellbook. That's a mod that I put in. If you don't have that mod and you're casting these directly, I would say, yeah, the way that I would choose the HLAs, I would probably mimic what West J said in his level 9 HLA guide, which is first picking up Planetar just for the energy, just for the the power spike, and then get Improved Alacrity. I think that that's probably good. Honorable mention, Dragon Breath. Dragon Breath is totally fine. Does a huge amount of damage, but it's fire damage, so you could do better. But the way I would fill my, the way that he filled his level 9 spellbook, because he usually goes with a cleric as well, a cleric mage, is he would do 1 Improved Alacrity, 3 wish spells, and he basically just refills his spellbook super quickly. So I can see how that is really nice for me, and having this these HLAs separate from the spellbook. Energy Blades I just really enjoy. And that's my list of my favorite spells. This is the video series where I get to show off all of the spells that I really enjoy. I definitely thank you guys for watching. Let's go end this by taking out some fire giants, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Oh, those aren't fire giants, those are just ogres. Well, you know what? I think I took mine out. Yeah, I took mine out before the Planetar took it out. So, Energy Blades. Don't sleep on it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, please check out those end guides, those spell guides by West J and Devayorn. They have a lot of experience playing the game, just like I would say I do. But of course, I am a mere flea standing on the heads of giants in regards to that. So, thank you guys so much for watching. One final time, thank you all so much for watching. Take care and good luck. We're all counting on you.